Back at it again, and we've got to talk about woke Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
The timing could not be more crucial. We cannot abandon families and asylum seekers and let them go through Chicago's winter alone.
Mayor Brandon Johnson today announcing a new initiative with Chicago's faith leaders to help shelter and feed migrants.
It comes as the city scrambles to build temporary shelter for thousands of asylum seekers.
Fox 32's Dane Placco reports on how many people will get help.
As temperatures plummet and migrants continue to pour into Chicago, Mayor Johnson announced a new partnership with Chicago area churches to help ease the migrant crisis. They're calling it the Unity Initiative.
The Unity Initiative will prioritize getting pregnant women, children, and all of those sleeping outside of police stations or on the floors into temporary housing as quickly as possible through churches all over the city of Chicago.
Funded by $350,000 in private donations, the partnership will initially involve 17 churches, housing up to 20 migrants each. The migrants will live at the churches and be provided food, medical care, and social services, and eventually employment.
We're prepared to receive the migrants compassionately, provide clean, warm shelter, prepared meals, humanitarian services.
Right now, a little more than 1,000 migrants remain camped at police stations, down from more than 3,000 a few weeks ago. And the number of migrants living at O'Hare is down to about 100. The pastors say they're ready to start immediately.
All these pastors have committed to start the process. So boots on the ground starting tomorrow, and we're going to start filling them up.
The mayor also responded to criticism from residents of Brighton Park, who say there's been a lack of transparency about plans to build a huge migrant camp on an empty lot.
We're not going to break away from our value system because right-wing extremism is sowing seeds of discord in this city.
Construction at that site is expected to begin tomorrow, even though Johnson says an environmental impact study of the site won't be released until the end of the week. Dane Placco.
What a shame, man. And you know the sad part about all of this? The real sad part about all of this is that Democrats always revert to the same messaging, the same exact messaging every time something goes wrong. Have you noticed it? I've talked about it in previous videos, but I want to run this next clip for you guys so you could just listen to what this man has to say.
You know, what we've seen is a very raggedy form instituted by right-wing extremism. Everyone knows that the right-wing extremism in this country has targeted democratically ran cities. And quite frankly, they've been very intentional about going after democratically ran cities that are led by people of color. And their whole motivation is to create disruption and chaos, because that's what that particular party has been about. Right? This is the same political party that did not want to accept that President Obama was actually an American. It's the same Republican right-wing extremism that stormed the Capitol. It's the same.
That actually started with Hillary Clinton. The whole Obama isn't American, if I remember correctly. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but that actually started with Hillary. Hillary came up with that first. Just an FYI. And the last time I checked, Hillary's not a Republican. Definitely a Democrat.
Capitol. It's the same right-wing extremism that refuses to accept the results of the Civil War. It's raggedy.
Oh, the right-wing extremism. You mean the right-wingers that... I'm sorry. I got this confused. You mean Democrats that didn't want to accept that they couldn't have their slaves anymore. So they actually fought a war to keep the slaves. See, it's this. Oh my. I want to curse. Oh.
Of the Civil War. It's raggedy. It's disrespectful. It's mean-spirited. It's an unclean spirit, quite frankly. And so I got you.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what? Do you understand my frustration of listening to these folks? It's just so ignorant. Oh, anything that goes bad, Republicans. It was the last administration. It was Trump's fault. It's the MAGA extremists' fault. It's never my fault. So my question to all of these Democrat elected officials that keep pointing the finger at Republicans, what the fuck was the point of electing you anyway? If all you gonna do is blame Republicans, then why did you get elected in the first place? Get the hell out of office. I'm just saying. Clearly you can't do your job because Republicans did these horrible, terrible, no good, very bad things that you can't fix. So why are you in office still? If you can't fix anything, why are you in office? That's my question. I'm so sick of Democrats pointing the finger at Republicans. Oh, Republicans, Trump, the mega extremists. Then why are you in office if you can't do anything about it? Just shut down office and say, hey, there's no point in having anybody in office because, Republicans did it. So the city will just run itself. How about that? Like, this stuff is so ignorant, man. I'm so sick of it. It is just ridiculous at this point. And they do it all the time. All of the time. Whenever something goes wrong, and it's always wrong for Democrats, right? Because they can't do anything, right? These guys are absolutely terrible. Their policies are garbage, utterly trash. So when the cities are run to the ground, oh, well, Republicans did it. What? Oh, well, Trump did it. It was Trump and his MAGA cult. Trump ain't been in office in 3 years. So explain to me how it's still Trump's fault when you're in office now. Explain that one to me. What's the point of you being in office then? Like, I feel like that is a genuine question to ask these Democrats that keep pointing the finger at Republicans. Why are you in office then? Just pack up your bags and go home. Because apparently y'all can't fix anything, okay? According to y'all. So why are you in office? Put a Republican back in office. I mean, it'd be the same anyway, according to y'all, because, the cities and, the United States is just running into the ground, and you always blame Republicans, because why you can't fix X, Y, and Z. So just let Republicans do it. According to y'all, it's going to be the same result. So just put a Republican in office. What's the difference? Goodness gracious. Oh, I'm sorry. The difference would be, we need time. Sure, that'll be the answer. But Biden's been in office for 3 years. Okay. And Chicago had a Democrat mayor before this. But, that's neither here nor there. But, it's also funny that, he has this type of messaging. Because the last Democrat mayor that, wanted to tell the truth about everything, he ain't doing too well right now. So I think Brandon Johnson got the message from this administration. Don't you dare fly too close to the sun, or you will get burned.
Breaking news right now here in New York City. The mayor of New York City, America's biggest city, now being accused of sexual assault. This is an exclusive report with The Messenger, citing a civil lawsuit filed late yesterday in New York State Supreme Court. The allegations dating back to 1993, when both Eric Adams and the accuser worked for the city of New York. Mayor Adams is a former police officer. Here, he is on the bottom right with that picture there next to Al Sharpton. Back in 1993, the NYPD's Transit Bureau and Guardian Association are also named in this lawsuit. A lawsuit filed under the Adult Survivors Act just 48 hours before a Friday deadline for filing under the act that would have expired.
Yeah, the plaintiff is seeking $5 million, again, according to this report. The mayor's office told other news outlets, quote, the mayor does not know who this person is, if they ever met. He doesn't recall it.
Fly a little too close to the sun, and you will get burned. Trust and believe me, okay? Listen, I believe that's a message from the Biden administration. If you guys recall, Mayor Eric Adams was telling the truth about the whole situation to begin with. He was saying that, hey, listen, the federal government is not doing their job. They aren't helping us. Things are bad here. We need help from the federal government. And you know what happened to him? First, his campaign manager, I believe it was his campaign manager, her office was raided. Oh, Mayor Eric Adams, you toned down a little bit, but I don't think you've toned down the message enough. We're going to hit you with the Me Too. Okay? How about that? You get the message now? Mayor of Chicago, Mr. Brandon Johnson, you get the message too? Okay, all right. Better stay in line. Under Brandon Johnson, though, things aren't really going too well in Chicago, as I'm sure you guys could have guessed. Take a look at these alleged statistics. Oh, let me make that bigger there. So under Brandon Johnson, shot and pine boxed 319. Actually, let me click on this to make this bigger. There we go. That's better. That's better. Lori Lightfoot, 264. I don't even know who this guy is. 273. Shot and wounded, 1,531. Sheesh. Actually, he's a little bit less than Raheem here. Okay. Ram, or is it Raheem or Ram? I don't know. Total 1,850, the highest. Total pine boxings, 360, 359, which is definitely higher than the rest of these folks. Robberies, higher than everybody else. Carjackings, oh my goodness, sheesh, way higher. Cars taken, hold on, wait, 15,192 cars stolen. 15,000. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Burglaries are down. We'll give them credit for the burglaries, but everything else, yeah, into the crapper. And into the crapper have gone his poll numbers as well. Check this out. 6 months after Democrat Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's inauguration, city residents are not pleased with his administration's work, earning him the lowest approval rating for a windy city mayor starting his or her term in modern history. Historically, Chicago mayors have been popular early in their terms, but that is not the case for Johnson. A poll from the Illinois Policy Institute conducted by conservative-leaning Echelon Insights found that Johnson has a 28% approval rating. The rating is just 1 point above former Mayor Lori Lightfoot's when she lost her re-election campaign in February, and 1 point above former Mayor Rahm Emanuel's, I think that's how you say it, in 2016 in the aftermath of the officer involved, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, 28% approval rating when mayors usually have been very popular early in their terms. So, yeah, the people are speaking. Things are going well in Chicago, but, you know, he can't really say too much about it because, how can we say this nicely? He might get a slap on the wrist from the Biden administration if he does speak out and speak the truth. But, hey, he's falling in line, so he doesn't have to worry about anything coming down the pipeline his way except for not winning re-election when he's up for it the next time. So, hey, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was just absolutely ridiculous, you know, how Democrats continuously point the finger at Republicans when Republicans, for one, haven't been in office in Chicago in I don't know how long, 50 years, 60 years. When's the last time Chicago had a Republican mayor? Does anybody know? Maybe 100 years. I think it's like 60 years though. Crazy long time ago. But somehow, some kind of way, you know, the fact that your city is turned to a poop pile is Republicans' fault because of the migrants. Y'all wanted the migrants, so we sent you the migrants, and now we're a problem because you wanted the migrants. We're the problem. Republicans are the problem. Yeah, makes no sense at all. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love, family. I'm out.